company committed to supplying and installing renewable energy systems in the Levant and African regions. With our extensive experience in big-scale projects for efficiencies such as hospitals, hotels, schools, and industrial operations, and 200 megawatt solar projects on hand in Africa, Earth Technologies has become a reliable reference in EE and RE markets. Earth Technologies uses state-of-the-art technologies such as solar thermal, which we're discussing today clearly, photovoltaic, LED lighting, intelligent motor control, solar air conditioning, and other patented technologies in efficiency. The solar thermal for industry. I'm sorry, I didn't see your presentation first. You're going to see a lot of things in common. But what you're going to see from my part is how the private sector sees the solar thermal for industry. 30% of the total energy consumption in the Middle East and North African region is for industry. Due to the ever-increasing energy prices, industries today are looking for new ways to save money and maintain industrial costs and lower their costs. To be able to make use of the huge potential for solar water heating in industry and to open a new market sector for the solar thermal industry, it's really necessary to integrate solar thermal into the industrial processes in a suitable way, though. What I mean this must include development of the solar panels. With the existing technology, there's not much room for expansion or to get to what we would like to get to. We're really confined at the moment. We would definitely like to see more R&D from the side of the manufacturers. I mean, all this workshop is concentrated into transformation and strengthening. We've had this technology for 25 years. We're still producing the same thing. No, we really need to put some effort and pressure on the. Are the Zinch guys here? No. Good. We really need to put pressure on the manufacturers themselves to increase the efficiency. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in same discussions over the next 20 years. As my colleague said, the most common use for thermal energy is one, water to steam, which is the high temperature, which your consultant unfortunately said, forget it, just work on the one we can easily do. No, I highly disagree. We should have initiatives to make use and to make this high temperature for steam, because this is where the real cost is, turning water into steam using the boilers. As you said, the high prices of the system, solar thermal systems alone will not do the job, so you will need boilers as well. We're currently working on a project in Lebanon. It's a factory. They use steam for 24 hours. So we are designing a system with solar thermal, unfortunately with the existing technology, and then we're going to make use of that steam by using steam turbines for electricity, so the operation will lower its costs, one, by heating the water, two, by generating electricity. Our recommendations is please split the solar thermal usage in industries into two different sectors. The low temperature processes, like you said, for the food and textile industry, but that's only used for rinsing, nothing else. And the second part would be the usage in high temperature processes where we really need steam for the operation, be it for electricity or any other part of the production process. The future of the thermal energy industry, the future of ProSol or other projects that we've seen in the past 2 days are in your hands, in the hands of the people sitting in this room today, not in the hands of the industry owners, not in the hands of the governments. You are putting these programs in governments so these things can happen. Today's workshop can make things happen in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So the future is in your hands, it's not in our hands. The private sector is there to materialize whatever decisions you are taking today. And we are ready to do it. There's a lot of companies, a lot of investments. We are ready to do it as long as you put these programs into play. As far as the same technology is staying the same, then I can tell you we will always be installing the normal plate collectors, probably higher the efficiency of water temperature from 10 to 15 or 20 degrees. But to get to steam, we really need your help, and I think you're already doing it. You said something about the investors. You said 50% were interested, 25% didn't want to hear about it. I would say three things that people will look at. I'm talking to you from a private sector point of view and from an entrepreneur point of view. The three things that people will look at to take their decisions are: one, bottom line; two, ROI; and three, payback period. Nothing else. They don't care about the environment, they don't care about the investment, they don't care about the financing. All they need to do to understand or to know is when to get their money back into their pockets. So yes, there's a lot of R&D to be made, but yes, there's a lot of pressure to be made. There's a lot of pressure on industry, there's a lot of pressure on decision makers, because you need to get down the payback period or else it will not work in industry. The financing is very important as well. This is where organizations such as LCEC or many other organizations like we've seen with us today in this room, these are the organizations that make things happen. These are the organizations that gets us the financing. I hope I was not more than 5 minutes. Thank you for your time.
It is more than 5.